Okay, so let us understand the current solution. First of all, we will understand that what is an accountant, or we can say who is an accountant and what does he do. Okay, so let's say suppose there is a company which is known as A company, and there is Mr. A whose position is accountant. Okay, now let's say suppose there are B company, Mr. C, okay, D company. Now what happens? A company purchases raw material from B company. A company sells finished goods, or we can say products, to Mr. C. A company borrows from D company. Okay, let's say we can also write the name of the transaction. Please note down this example. You will get a better clarity of the derivation of our solution. Okay, now raw material. Okay, so A purchases raw material from B company. A company sale to C company. Okay, I have shown the arrows to understand it better. However, A company borrows from D company. So D company will give loan to A company. Now what does an accountant do? It records all of the transaction. It records all of the transactions, starting from origination till the end. Okay, that's what an accountant do. So I am basically stating three types of transactions. However, there are numerous types of transaction which an accountant deals with while recording, posting, summarizing, and many more things. Okay. Now let us understand the skills of an accountant, or we can say the primary skills. Okay. The primary skills of an accountant. So we will go one by one in respect of choices which the question has asked us. Okay. So first of all, analytical thinking. Now you can see clearly that when a single company, A company, enters transaction with multiple parties, and also assume that all of the transaction occurred in one day. Now you can understand that how many transactions and what type of complexity that of the transactions will be there if the same series of transaction will happen in 365 days, like in 1 year. So an accountant must have analytical thinking mindset, so that he will be able to understand that what type of transaction it is, how much should we record in the books of accounts, how should we report it. Okay. Likewise, an accountant also need to have verbal and written communication. Let's say suppose you have recorded all the transactions, like an accountant Mr. A has recorded all the transactions. However, he needs to represent such transaction in summarized form. Now to present in such a summarized form, an accountant needs to have a clear vision, or we can say clear format, that how to present such information. Okay. So therefore Mr. A needs to have verbal and written communication, so that even if the the written the written part of the report has been presented to the management, then accountant should be verbally proficient to explain his thoughts and findings in the report to the management, to the higher authorities. Okay, ability to ability to act independently. Now let's say suppose, let's come to first sheet. There is a Mr. X who is a senior manager to Mr. A. Okay. Now Mr. X says to Mr. A that let's manipulate the accounts of the company and we will share the profits into 50 to 50 ratio, like 50-50 ratio. Okay. Now here comes the possibility of influencing the behavior of a person in the company to manipulate the accounts. Okay. So that should not be the case here or in any company. So Mr. A needs to act independently of any person in the organization. Otherwise, what will happen? The company will run maximum to 3 to 4 years and then it will collapse. Why that so? Because all of the profits, all of the substantial profits will be taken by accountant and the senior managers if the manipulation of accounts will happen. Okay. Now, out of the options available in the questions, we have discussed four options, but there is a one option which is actually solution to the our problem, which is computer programming. Like, based on my experience also, a programming is not a requisite skill to become an accountant. It is a very sure shot requisite skill to become a software engineer. Software, and in some cases, let's make it specific. As of now, it is important to become a software engineer. Okay, so that is a very hardcore skill which is required to become a software engineer. However, that is not a case with accountant. There is a big cross mark here. Okay, so please note down the first sheet as well as the second sheet so that you can get that how we reach to our solution. So the correct choice for problem is E, that is computer programming. Okay, that's all for the solution. Thank you.